So here's a good example of the serve we're working on with Mila. And if you notice here, it's a lot of good things. And this initial position, and I was discussing this with Mila, is quite good. If you look at this power position here, she's starting to get a good loading in the legs here. But then the whole timing goes off. The sequencing goes off. Instead of firing her legs here, she continues to go down a little more. And watch what happens with the racket. The racket just disappears behind her back. So there's a very early back scratch, and this is something that she struggled with also in the fall. So it's still there. It's definitely a little bit better, but she's definitely losing some power here, because if she can get the racket to follow the legs, if she can use her leg drive upward, so if she can get her legs to drive upward, that can help push the racket downward, and it actually creates some extra free energy through elastic exchange. Basically, using the stretch shortening cycle, she can power her legs upwards and force the racket a little bit farther, stretch the tendons, stretch the internal rotators, and it can create more energy going up to the ball, which is always a good thing, free energy. And so right now she's going super early, like a lot of kids do. I have many students who do this. So she's not alone by any means, but she has to use basically her concentric internal shoulder rotation solely to develop the power from this position, rather than using some of the stretch shortening cycle. So in any event, she just needs to hesitate longer through here. We need more hesitation here, right? And then the legs need to fire. So the legs need to start firing up, and then the racket should essentially get triggered into the drop from that leg drive. And so she's just a little she's missing out on probably 5 to 10 miles per hour power, missing that. But otherwise, the serve, there's a lot of positives. She has a good extension here. I'll show you that. This is a really nice position. I was talking to Mila about this yesterday. This is a nice straight line that she's making with her body. And the one thing that we did talk about was getting a little more inside the court. So that's easy to work on. She can explode forward. She can toss more forward. Keep working on that stretched position. And then she's developing a nice landing here. If you see this, I think this is excellent. I like that position a lot. The lean of the torso here, and then the extension of the hip there. I just think, to me, the most glaring issue is that early racket drop, where the racket drop's not being initiated by the leg drive, and she's missing out on some of that elastic energy that can be produced using the stretch shortening cycle there, putting all the muscles on, especially the internal rotators, on stretch there. So anyway, it's something to work on. It's not an emergency, but I think it will help her add some more pop to her serve if she can get that timing right.